All right. Well, thank you all for coming today. As you know, I'm Molly Hitchcock, your health and wellness coach here. And we're going to talk about the power of pause. Taking that moment when things start getting kind of stressful and anxious, and knowing what we can do during the busy work day on kind of resetting ourselves. So that's what we're going to talk about, is about that balance and kind of that renewal. So the power of that pause is actually well researched. There's actually been a lot of books written about it, podcasts. All you have to do is literally just Google the power of pause and you'll get other people's interpretations. So we're just going to talk about the one today. Not only does the power of pause promote relaxation, but it is a break from all the noise, whether that's the noise that's outer and the noise that is inner. And we'll talk about what those look like. When we do take that pause and we are back and centered, we actually, in our breathing, we can actually take ourselves from being in a sympathetic state. So that's where our nervous system is kind of going, that stress response, to a parasympathetic state. And that is that whoosh, that calmness. And when we do that, we might feel like our lens, whatever situation that we were in before, our lenses will actually change to where, okay, maybe it's not so bad. No, I've taken that breath, I've taken that time, and now you actually end up being more productive that way. And that also obviously helps with balance. And we're all about balance, right? Not just what we put in our bodies, but emotional and mental. It all full circle. Alrighty, so how do you renew during the day? We're going to open this up for a conversation. What does renewing even mean to you? Because how do we bring balance into our lives? Man, how do we bring balance into our lives? Anybody? Sometimes it's easy, maybe to turn off your cell phone. Can we shut our doors? Is there, have a door? Can you put up a screen? I don't know. There are two types of silence to consider, and that's what we're going to talk about here. So, how do I renew throughout the day? Honestly, I will push back my chair. I will stand up. I will take the 1 to 2 minutes, whether it's breathing. You might find me doing push-ups. You gotta think, when we feel that stress, that anxiety, what are we feeling? How do we feel? Do you feel energy? Sometimes I feel that energy here, like it's like a ball of energy, like I'm so stressed even though I'm hunched over and I'm, typing away or you can't think clearly. It's still energy, and sometimes that energy needs to go someplace. So whether it's for you taking, a walk out, to, say the main building or however, and then coming back, you're expending some of that energy. So those might be some ways to kind of help with that renew, that step away. But let's take a moment and talk about outer noise. What does outer noise mean? What is the outer noise? Is that your environment? What do we hear in our environment that could cause maybe tension within ourselves?
The phone ringing.
The phone ringing, yes. I can only imagine being in the middle of something with a deadline and it just in your ear. Okay, what else? What are some other outside noises?
All of the keyboards in the room going. And the mouse.
Yeah. All the clicking. That kind of drive you a little batty.
I put my earbuds in. That's what I do. All right. I'm not doing payroll, earbuds are in.
There you go. And what are in your earbuds?
Usually a podcast or something.
Yeah, and how does that podcast make you feel?
Well, it's true crime, so.
That explains a lot.
That's another class.
I need help.
True crime.
I feel so much more relaxed.
to each their own. All right. Absolutely. So we have that outer noise. So, how can we, kind of muffle that outer noise or take ourselves away from that outer noise? And so it might be your earbuds, a podcast from that, stressfulness of the environment of that time. Okay, so what about our inner noise? Even though, like, if I was to quit talking, there's no clicking, right? There's no phones. But what's going on up here? What's your inner chatter? Because we can be in some silence and still be as anxious and as stressed, even if we are in that environment. Okay. So what are some things that go up here? If you don't want to share, that's fine. But what are we thinking about?
What do we have to do next?
What do we have to do next?
What do we have to do when we get home?
And when we get home? Yeah. So there's a lot of inner chatter. Okay, that happens. Actually, that is what I can, that's actually not say the worst for me, but it is. It's what do I have to do next? Here's my long list. So what do we do about that? How can we silence that chatter? Because that's actually what's going to bring us the most peace.
One thing that I've done is, if I've kind of got that hamster on the wheel and it just keeps going and going and it doesn't stop, I just ask myself, can I fix it tonight? And if I ask myself, can I fix it tonight? And I have to answer that question to myself, yes or no. Like, if I can't fix it tonight, the hamster's dead. Like, he can't run the wheel anymore. And if I can't fix it tonight, I just need to get it done. And that goes for a task or like a conversation. Because I do it more with dialogue I have to have with someone. If they've hurt my, or there's some type of tension there, like I have to deal with it. And if I just have the courage to deal with it that night and just be done with it, then the hamster dies. Or I can't fix it tonight, the hamster dies. But I have to bring myself to that. Okay, can you fix it tonight or not?
Yeah.
And it just kind of helps it flow for me for a little bit.
Absolutely, because that is a lot of, that woulda, shoulda, coulda type of, and we have a lot of that. That's just us being human. So if you take it, it's actually, that's another part of taking that pause of, okay, how is this affecting me? I was like, are these true statements that I'm putting in my head? And then moving forward from there. I like that a lot. What are are there other things that people do to kind of help silence the inner noise, the inner chatter? Okay, I like to take a walk outside in nature. I might hear birds, I might hear rustling of leaves and stuff, but for me, that actually helps calm my inner voice, my inner noise. Okay, so finding something that works best for you. Those are also called grounding techniques. Okay, is anyone familiar with what being grounded means? Being in the present. Okay, so we can think about what do we have to do when we go home in 5 hours. Okay, we have, I've got this whole week. We've got 40 hours of work, that's that doesn't always seem like is enough. Okay, so making sure that you are able to put yourself on pause without those reoccurring voices and reoccurring noise going on. And so that's where we're thinking a lot more of the future and then also past conversations. They are actually directing our attention elsewhere. But we've got a whole life going on in front of us that we're not even paying attention to. The whole saying, life's just passing you by. Yeah. So, making sure that we are being in that present moment, no matter however that looks. And this is a technique that I'd like to share with you that kind of helps put us back in that present moment. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, I'm as cool as a cucumber, 10 being, I'm not ready to blow. That was on the stress and anxiousness. Where do we feel right now? Because I want to kind of, have you test this out. 15. One was set at 15. Okay. All right, so we all kind of on edge.
I'm about 3.
You're about, Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. You're almost like cool. 5.
I
Okay.
say 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Wonderful.
I'm taking it forever.
You're taking it for everyone over there.
Over the team.
Okay, all right. So we definitely need some grounding. So kind of keep that in mind, or write it down where you're at, and then I would like to see where you're at after this the power pause practice. Alrighty, so I'm gonna kind of guide you through this. So go ahead and place your feet on the floor. Your hands are gonna be on your thighs, and go ahead and close your eyes. Okay. For a moment, bring your attention way down to your feet. Okay, this is part of that grounding. And notice your feet on the ground. Notice your behind in the chair. Notice your hands on your legs. We're bringing you back to the present. Now find your heart beating. Find your pulse somewhere in your body. Bring your mind, your attention into your body as quickly as possible. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Now place a light attention on the natural rhythm of your breath. With your mind resting on your breath, you may start to notice a sense of ease. You may notice, as you exhale fully, that there's a little bit less tension. So when we do inhale, take a little pause at the top and really exhale all the way out. And then when you're ready, inhale again and just kind of go with that rhythm. And I just want you to notice your breathing. Notice where your heartbeat is. And just taking that pause. We're going to do 2 more breaths. And then I want you to start wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, and then opening up your eyes. Okay. So how do we feel? We still at 15 back there?
I'm better. Just coming in here and walking away from in there. I'm better.
Good, good. What number are you at right now if you were to kind of assess yourself?
No, I'm calm.
You're calm?
I'm collected.
You're calm and collected. Okay. We're going to keep with those positive affirmations. I'm a cool person. I'm a calm person. There you go. So that was about 60 seconds. Okay. So, taking literally 60 seconds or 2 minutes of stepping away and then coming back and feeling more at peace and at ease, our creativity starts to come flowing a little bit back. Problems that we had may not seem as, either dire or, maybe some outside chatter noise of clicking things are not as annoying. So this is something that you can utilize throughout your entire day. A lot of people try and put this in practice like on the hour, especially if they're in that kind of, environment where things are just kind of always kind of chaotic. Okay, do you want to stand up with me? We're going to do some light stretching here. Okay, so another thing, if you're like deep breathing is not my thing, moving the body. Remember what we stated earlier in this talk about stress, anxiety, anxiousness is energy, right? Energy that needs to be expended. So we're going to go ahead and actually just kind of wiggle your body around, and we're going to inhale with your arms coming up and exhale. Whew. Exhale it all out. Inhale. Good. And exhale. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our right arm across our chest. Next, I'm going to mirror you and over. Just relax the shoulders. You can actually move your head off to the side, to the other side. Perfect. Out wide, other arm comes across. So this is actually really good if we feel like we're hunched over at our desks. There you go, relaxing that shoulder. We're going to get our triceps and out wide, right side, perfect. And we can take a little side bend if you'd like to, and over, outward. See, just think about elementary school gym class. They had something going on there. And we're gonna roll those shoulders forward, and we're gonna reach, and just feel in between those shoulder blades. You had some tension there, and then we're gonna roll the shoulders back, and then we're gonna, if we can, interlock our arms, and then 3 deep breaths. We're gonna open up those chest muscles. So as we are stressed and we're hunching forward, we actually are contracting those chest muscles to where our shoulders roll forward, okay? So opening them up really helps with posture. All right, now let's go ahead for our torso. We're just gonna go twist. This is really great for digestion. So getting up and doing these exercises, especially maybe after lunch. These are nice and gentle. Perfect. And let's go ahead and take our right foot in front. You can see me on the screen here. And we're just gonna hinge forward. Put a slight bend in that front knee. Hinging forward with a flat back. You're gonna feel that calf through that hamstring lengthen out. So this is really important to do when you've been sitting for long periods of time. And you can even do this at your seat too. There we go. It lengthens all the way up. If we're really tight, especially in our back, you're gonna feel that lengthening through our lumbar. And let's go to the other side. Perfect. You feel that stretch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Feels good, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes. And then we're gonna, if we can, kick that right leg on back. Now, for some people, we can grab a chair and we're gonna just lay ourselves, lay it on the chair here and still feel that lengthening of the quad. You got it. And then when you're ready, we're gonna go to the other side here. Good, make sure we stand nice and tall. Wonderful. And then this one can get a little tricky, so I always recommend people sit down or you can stand, but it's a standing figure 4. So you're gonna have, I'm gonna mirror you, so right ankle over left knee, and then hinging forward. Oh. Good, yes. You feel opening up that hip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we're gonna, other side. Oh, did you hear that? That was my hip. Snap, crackle, and pop. As long as the body does that on its own, you're okay. No pain. All right, and kind of wiggle yourselves back out. How do we feel?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, feel de-stressed-ish, more calm. Ready to tackle the day? That's right. Remember, I am calm. There's your affirmation. Thank you so much for joining me today. The next one I believe is going to be April 25th. So be on the lookout for your emails. If it's a great day, we're going to do a walk and talk. So we're actually going to go outside for the 5 senses walk. Yes, field trip. All right, thank you. Take care.